The main mobility problem in London is the traffic congestion. The transportation network cannot deal with the masses of passengers. From 2013 to 2015, congestion levels have risen 11% and they are still rapidly rising. The congestion results in a longer and more unreliable journey times that affect business productivity and directly harm London's economy. The air and noise pollution from congested roads has a disadvantageous impact on Londoners' health and well-being. Moreover, the road safety of the vulnerable users like the cyclists, pedestrians and motorists is endangered due to the congested roads. The congestion is only expected to worsen in the coming years due to the population increase. To analyze the conflict interest, first the stakeholders had to be collected. The relevant stakeholders can be seen in the left column of the table. Secondly, the interests of the stakeholders were gathered and are shown in the central column of the table. With the help of the stakeholders and the interests, the moral values were found. These are shown in the right column. After all the needed information was gathered, the analysis of the conflicting values started. Firstly, there is a conflict between the short-term happiness of the drivers and the interest to travel. Drivers travel for different reasons, but when they get stuck in a traffic congestion, their happiness will decrease due to stress and frustration. Secondly, the conflict between a good public welfare and a strong economy. Public welfare is defined here as the health, happiness and fortunes of the community. When people are exposed to stress every day, it will eventually harm their health and happiness, with the consequence that they will be less productive and eventually it will be sensible in the economy of London. The third conflict is about the people's health and driving a car. When motorized vehicles stand in the congestion, they pollute relatively more than a car that is moving. The people's health is harmed by air and noise pollution of the congestions. The last conflict is between safety and traveling. Bicycles and pedestrians must risk their lives every time a congestion appears or it is busy. However, the people traveling by car to change it because they prefer to travel by car. Another solution for the congestion problem in London is to introduce pollution tax law. With this new law, the people that have vehicles that produce more pollution have to pay more than the people with vehicles that are causing less pollution. Also, people that use different kinds of transport have to pay less. This way, the inhabitants of the city are attracted to reduce the use of a car. Now, the car is only used if it is necessary. This new law will contribute to the less pollution coming from vehicles and therefore less congestion in London. An important measure to get rid of the congestion is to get rid of the cars. This is already done in London by congestion charge. It helped quite good until the Ubers and delivery vans came in. However, going on with the congestion charge will eventually work. Moreover, making parking more expensive will result in less cars going into the center. Vehicle-free areas will totally block cars from parts of the city. By creating these areas, people will tend to take the public transport or the bike instead of the car. If vehicles-free areas will be made, people have to take another means of transportation to get into the city center. A simple solution is using more buses on the old roads that are blocked for cars. Another solution is expanding the London Underground, but this will take a lot of time and above all will be really expensive. The improvement of public transportation is relative to the fourth recommendation. Make a system with bikes all over the city for people to hire. The last recommendation is making physical travel attractive. If less people take the car, the roads will be less congested. Physical travel consists of cycling and walking. Cycling could be made attractive by giving the cyclists more space by means of bike lanes. Furthermore, a rent-a-bike system gives people the opportunity to use a cheap bike for a quick ride. This will reduce congestion as well, since they will not have to take a cab. Lastly, for bikes, for many elderly, it is hard to cycle because of their physical condition. Electric bikes could support them, which reduces congestion once again. As for walking, vehicle-free areas in the city center results in the need to walk to get to the city center. The first action steps based on the recommendation are: the trade unions that represent the stakeholders should be invited at the City Hall. The trade unions can give the input for new design of the road network that will have a better traffic flow through. The city council should hire professional street planners and designers that can convert their inputs into a realizable plan, and they should make an estimation of the budget for the plan. In the meantime, more bike or e-scooter rental stations should be placed in London so people have an extra option to travel and to abandon the car.